Greetings, sir and sirettes, and welcome back to From the Depths with me, Alathrix, and of course, welcome to the mess that is our current campaign map. In today's video, our only real goal is to start cleaning this up, start getting some proper supply lines sorted, and I guess a secondary goal then is also to fight off the Onyx Watch. I have just summoned in our own version of the Iron Cordon, the version I was building in the previous video. However, I have retrofitted it much further since the last video. It now uses some kinetic shells, which are almost immune to the enemy's anti-munition systems and drains all of the power when they attack the enemy, and I have also swapped a few shells for explosive. Overall, it does seem to be far more effective than how we ended it in the previous video. But first, what we need to do is set up some harvesters over here, and what I'm going to do is repair this. So it turns out this is already a resource carrier. So I don't really need to do anything with it. The problem is it's not really suited for combat at all, and if I'm going to send some resource holders with my fleet, as I said before, the only rule I have is that they have to engage in the combat as well. They can't just stay a little bit further back out of every single fight. So this one is purely going to be here to go around from harvester to harvester in order to consolidate our resources. And I think it makes sense to use one of the fallen enemy ships to do just that. That and the fact it looks absolutely amazing, I absolutely adore it. So, let's move you over here. What do we have over here? We have some darts, which are still up. We have the moray. Okay, let's just get you all into that territory.
Moving out.
Over here, I'm making loads as well. And the other thing I would like to make, finally, is our drone ship. That is the ship which is meant to be with the drones because it has the capability of sending them detection. And that's pretty much it. Okay, yeah, so I'll start building that over there. Once this is up and running, we can start moving that around so all of the resources over here can be consolidated. So we'll build something over here, we'll build something over here, so we'll just count all 4 of these as one harvesting section, and these 2 as a second. Oh yeah, we have loads of resources just stored, doing absolutely nothing right now. Okay, so I've just set up a harvester over here. I am now building things in every single one of our resource zones, so no longer is a resource going to waste. The Iron Cordon is slowly moving into position to defend our territory. Most likely I'll lose this one tile, but then get it back afterwards, because the Iron Cordon is incredibly slow, so it's not exactly a good patrol ship, let's just say that. But I am building my drone ships pretty much everywhere, both the smaller versions and the parents. I'm also building something interesting over here, which I will reveal once it's actually built. Now what I need to do is finally fix up you. Ooh, you almost are fixed. Fantastic. Let's have a look-see at you then. Hello there. Wow, you can hold a lot of resource, but you are also burning through it very quickly. What a beautiful vehicle. Seems like it's not quite fully online yet. It still needs to repair a little bit. Yeah, you'll be our carrier. And you'll be taking resource from zone to zone, so we can start centralizing it a little bit better. Definitely won't be using you in combat, though. I love how they've done the coal here. I mean, just this ship just oozes detail. Oozes being the best word to use there. It's been so long since I built this, I actually forgot how it looks. The ultra-bulky drone parent. So this thing is the guardian of the drones. It's not all that expensive, it's super heavily armored, it has light to medium armaments, but most importantly, it has a very good detection system, and it can also counter subs. The point of this is to follow along with the drones, hold enough resources to feed them, and tell them where to fire. I am making the CRAM drones in 3 separate locations to go along with this, and I'll probably end up with 1 or 2 of these. The point of these is not to be on their own, it's to be used in multiple. This thing costs like 1/3 of the Iron Cordon. What's the graphics look a bit weird today? Oh, it could just be foggy. It could just be the weather. As much as I didn't want to use the prototype again versus the Iron Cordon, this is the Iron Cordon which was on the right and apparently attacked us without me realizing, and well, the prototype is already there, so this is the fight which just happened. The Iron Cordon initiated the fight, but the prototype will happily end it. Yep, 1 wave of EMP. And the prototype, also known as the Screamer of Tzeentch, has already won. Isn't that one of... Wasn't that one of the Iron Cordon's missiles? What happened there? Maybe friend or foe got turned off? Can that even happen after the shot's already been fired? Oh, that's gonna hurt. That's gonna... Yep, ow. Bit of a bounce there. Thankfully, the prototype being incredibly sturdy. How about if I change my ammunition to be a bit more aggressive? Let's see if we can actually destroy this thing. Now set to fragment. Oof. Well, that was painful. That is insane. Did not know that fragment missiles would actually do that much. I mean, seriously, that... Oh, I see. It's just breaking through the wooden deck. I completely forgot. The iron cordon is really weirdly armored. It's very well armored in the core, but all of the extremities are just 1 layer, 2 layers of wood. Of course, fragment's going to shred through it. Huh, deja vu. But that is beautiful to watch. I do like my prototype. As soon as something has a weapon which can attack any level aircraft, though, I'm just going to be destroyed. Can we win yet? I could just capture this. I'm well aware of this, but, you know, sometimes a bit of destruction is all you really need. And it seems like we are taking enough materials from the damage we're doing to repair and rearm. Oh, actually, no, we are running out of ammo. We are reloading, just not that quickly. Look at that. It's like a pillar in the middle. So, I don't know what that is. Oh yeah, that's some of the AI stuff, but the AI core's there. Can you please get this thing below enough health already? Randomly, the last of the Deepwater Guard just appeared. It is an adorable little flying squirrel. Surviving so much better than all the other flying squirrels. Where is this ace pilot? Well, between flak and very agile missiles, the flying squirrel didn't last particularly long. Well done, lads. Defending the kingdom. Here we go at long last. The iron cordon versus the iron cordon. Now with kinetic shells, which go right into the enemy and drain almost all of their power. Yep, that went straight through the enemy in that case. Sadly not hitting anything vital. So both of the turreted CRAMs are now pure kinetic, which means the shell's health is incredibly high and will essentially siphon all of the power of the anti-munition system, so even our explosive shells are getting through. Sadly not aiming anywhere particularly vital though, which is very annoying. Let's try that again, shall we? Can you aim a little bit? Oh, I know what it is. The AI doesn't want to target underwater. But look at that. Oh, I saw a large explosion there. The whole thing just went down a little bit. Yep, that just crushed something on the inside as one of the mortars finally hit somewhere vital. You may be basically designed to counter me, but I have so many guns. Essentially, you're bulletproof, and we're testing that. It just goes straight through. Yeah, need to allow it to target. And oh no, we apparently killed something. What happened? Just 2 damaged. Okay, so they were doing damage. It's just hard to see. Oh yeah, we've done over 1 million damage. So that's what our iron cordon is like now. Kinetic shells on the front and the back, which are weak versus shields, but great versus their anti-munition systems, and then cram shells all in the center, which do the bulk of the damage. Cram shells, frag shells, which do the bulk of the damage. Okay, you can move forward. In fact, no, you recapture that from the enemy, then get ready to attack their oil platform. Over here, we have all of our drone ships converging, which will be our second group, which will go and capture some more as well. Each of our areas is still building at least one thing. Our fleet is growing very quickly, and honestly, I don't like the Onyx Watch's odds, although I am keen to see what happens when they send the Bulwark. The Iron Cordon's going to do weirdly versus it. Our lovely Plagued Cauldron. Okay, a little bit of a change as I slowly repair this thing. Currently the engines are off, hence why I'm kind of floating weirdly, just to save a bit of power. So I've messed up one of them. I thought I did. So what I've done is the smaller CRAMs, the smaller mortars, are now just pure high explosive for sheer beautiful damage. Because before, what they were was fragment and hardener pellets, so this time I'm going for pure damage. This does make them even more vulnerable to munition defense, but honestly, they just weren't getting through anyway. When they were, they just weren't doing enough. This time, they're doing significantly more damage. Obviously, the mortars in the center, as we've seen, do way more than it looks. They are essentially, as Borderwise would put it, Doom CRAMs, or at least miniature Doom CRAMs. They're doing about 28,000 fragment damage each, and of course there's 4 of them. That's quite a lot. And by 24,000, I mean 24,000 per fragment. And obviously there's lots of fragments, it gets inside the target, it explodes, and it pretty much shreds whatever room it's in. As we've seen, it looks like the enemy isn't dead, then suddenly 2 damage because they've fallen below, is it 40% health? Whatever, they've fallen below a very low health because their internals are just not there anymore. The whole craft really revolves around these because their CRAMs, their actual build goes all the way through like this. They're huge. It doesn't look it, but pretty much the entire craft is all supporting those 4 mortars. These are tiny, just distraction CRAMs, but I do think having them as high explosive might let them do a little bit more. Might make them pure frag, but for now, pure high explosive, because I miss the explosions, you know? So this is the oil refinery from the Onyx Watch. Something tells me it's not going to survive the mortars. Once again, though, the kinetic shells is going through the target. Maybe I should give them a little bit of explosive or something. Also, still need to fix those mortars there. Clearly I've messed up a little bit. Boom! I'm sure this went there originally. I like explosions. Ah, yes, there was some frag in it. Okay, that's how I've messed it up. So it's a frag high explosive. Then I might just keep it as it is. Well, as it turns out, I was a little bit wrong about something earlier. When I said 25,000 fragment damage each, I was looking at, or at least I was remembering one of my previous tests. It's actually 17,000, so not quite as strong as I originally thought. For complete honesty's sake. The first batch of our tiny little ships are now all together. These all sit very low in the water, which makes them avoid a surprising amount of damage. They are using kinetic and high explosive shells, so they are penetration depth fuses. They go inside the target, they detonate, and they are high explosive, as mentioned. So I really should replace them with frag. Frag seems to be a bit more reliable for this, but again, I do like me explosions, and they are all painted red and corny, so yeah, let's stick with that. Even though all of these are surprisingly sturdy for their cost, still nowhere near the cost of an iron cordon. So these are going to go off all by themselves over here. The iron cordon will make its move down the center here, and I am continuing to build other reinforcements in the background. I don't think that's intentional. What happens if I go in first person right now? Okay, did not actually expect the glitch to follow me. Oh, that is very interesting. And very nauseating. It's like I've almost learned the power of teleportation, but just not quite got it yet. Oh my god. The Onyx Watch have sent a Bulwark at last to intercept our drone ships. So of course, it's time to reveal what I've been building in the background. My representation of Slaanesh, the god of excess. I mean, we have Tzeentch, we have Nurgle, we have Khorne, it's only fair that excess has a chance. And naturally, my excess is missiles. Lots and lots of missiles as the drone CRAMs hit, draining a lot of the power, incoming just excessive amounts of missiles. Carving through the outside beautifully. Oh, not all of them in range though. But here's one of our large missiles. Obliterating one of the turrets in a single shot. I underestimate how powerful these are. Just pure high explosive shells, rapid fire. That's what's feeding all of the drones, which are sending in those CRAM shots, which are also doing fairly well. It's also feeding the detection to said drones. As the abomination over there just peppers the enemy with missiles. And of course, being a design of Slaanesh, it's quite fast, despite the fact it's a fairly expensive, fairly large craft. And it uses an excessive amount of every resource. Loads of materials, loads of ammo. Ooh, I love that one CRAM thing going inside the enemy. Now, question is, should we capture the Bulwark, or should we send a message? Oh my god, that was brutal. Funnily enough, with the Bulwark costing this much, I think we're still cheaper. It was definitely quite close in terms of volume. Just in terms of cost, it's also fairly close. However, we definitely cost more per second to run. Oh, that's terrifying with the lightning and everything. Our only frail-ish design we currently have, pure speed and aggression. For the glory of she who thirsts. Still, Slaanesh. Don't Google, by the way. They're very not safe for work at times. Really happy with the CRAM cannons. I mean, they are yellow, so definitely a bit too focused on the kinetic and not the explosive, but they did really well. Oh my god, this storm is horrendous. Oh, these poor little drone ships. Oh my god, yeah, these poor little drone ships. They're just being just battered. What is with this? Is this not the worst weather I've ever seen in the campaign? Could be. Oh, don't get too close to the water. I know. Oh, it's currently set to try and stay at about 10-20 meters above the water when it's out of combat, so I think it looks cool, but not right now. Oh, no, no, waves. You're not a ship. Yep, you see, that's the problem. Damn, that went better than I expected. Meanwhile, back at the Iron Cordon, apparently this has been repaired, and oh look, it's a little repair ship. It's a tank. No, it's just a tank. That's meant to be in, the Ashes of the Empire. No, it's, oh, what's it called? The amphibious tank things you find in a lot of games as well. I know the name of this, it's just not loading in my head right now, so for people who have the technical term for this, please tell me in the comments below, because that's awesome. Wow, look how fast it's repairing. Oh, that's bigger than the last one. This is the furnace. Okay, focus on this. It's healing at a insane rate. Boom! Well, that turned off for some reason. Ooh, we could capture it. Lovely. It's not fighting back. My honor rules. No, don't actually destroy it, please. Those kinetic shells are amazing, but they keep on going through the enemy. Yeah, I really need to change the aim point selection so it's okay with targeting underneath as well. Timed fuses. Sometimes inertial is just more reliable. Yeah, I might swap those to inertial, gotta be honest. So here's one thing I'm changing. Rather than using time from launch and penetration depth, I'm just going to have time from first impact with the fragment shells, because I keep on noticing them exploding above the target as well. I feel like I made the detection system okay on this craft, but it keeps on messing up. Okay, we are once again at the point where the enemy simply can't fight back. I've just swam over, and what I'm going to do is move all of my brawler points over to Stormtrooper so I can do some bonus damage. And let's capture the tank and capture the furnace over there, because that thing looks really bloody cool. The tank is mine, now to very, very slowly swim on over to the furnace. That's going to take a while. Let me just jump back over to the Iron Cordon. Hello. Welcome to Lathrixian control. Kind of like a face at the front here. Hello. So with that, I'm afraid I am all out of time for today's video. It's been a bit all over the place, trying to spawn in new designs and everything, but next time I promise I will focus more on the battles, and definitely have our drone ships on their own. They were doing really well all by themselves, so it was hard to tell with the storm and everything, and the abomination kind of just obliterating all which ever existed. Now we are under attack from another iron cordon over here, or is it? No, it's a bulwark. Okay, so I do need something to deal with that. I am building up a second abomination, though what I might do is split the abomination from the drones. The drones can be their own group, we can put some of the anti-air drones with them, and then have the abomination sort of as a first responder. That's kind of what the craft is meant to be. That's its role. It's not particularly good versus light enemy aircraft because all the missiles are fairly clunky, they're not very agile, but they do a lot of damage. It's good versus other heavy targets. It's also very good versus CRAM cannons because it's very unpredictable with its movements and very quick. So its role is destroying other large vehicles as they enter our territory. Its speed becomes their natural counter. But I don't want it in every fight, because it'll burn through all of my resources. Again, it took like 50,000 resources for that one little fight versus one bulwark. It's not economical to keep around for every fight. Although it's not all that expensive, it's only 210,000. Whereas the bulwark is, I think, like 500,000. The iron cordon is 300,000+. Our version's a little bit cheaper. Yeah. Either way, thank you so much for watching. If you have enjoyed today's video, then of course, likes, favourites, shares, comments, all that good stuff helps out me, helps out the channel, and most importantly, shows that From the Depths is a series you wish to see continued in the future. But the question is, what do I do with the tank? Because this thing's awesome, and I need to use it. But I don't know what for. We could keep it in its current role, transporting resources, transporting ammo, and healing our other designs. It could be a dedicated medic tank. Don't know. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Have a lovely day. Do take care. Until next time, goodbye. The Onyx Watch is not doing all that well.